wanna do it tonight.
Hi guys, and welcome to Retrosmile's Halloween Ghost Stories. This is just a nice little vlog. I live on the Isle of Man, and like everywhere else, I'm sure there are ghost stories. So seeing it's Halloween and we all deserve a little scare, I thought I'd take you to some of the more popular locations around the island and tell you a little bit about the spooky goings on at these locations. The first location is behind me, Peel Castle. Let's get over there and have a look. Now, every school child has heard the story of the Maudie-Doo of Peel Castle. So I'm going to tell you the story of the Maudie-Doo actually at the location it is said to have happened. So here we are in Peel Castle. Just behind me is a white pillar which used to be a guard post. This corridor up here behind me led to a guard room where the guards would sit and drink and relax during the evening when they were stationed here. This castle's always been a garrison from back when Charles II was King of England and Charles, Earl of Derby, was King in Man. Peel Castle was always garrisoned by soldiers. The guard room was just inside the great entrance of the castle. There was a dark passage that led all the way to the guards room where they used to sit, relax, just behind these black doors. So around this time there was a large black dog with curly hair, really thick curly hair. None of the guards knew who owned the dog or where the dog had come from. Whenever they lit candles and the fire in the guard room, the dog used to walk down this dark passage into the guard room and lie down by the fireplace in front of the fire. The guards were naturally scared of the dog, but over time they become accustomed to its presence. One day a new guard was told about the dog, and he said, after a few adult beverages, he said he wasn't scared of the dog and he was going to make as much noise as possible, and if the dog did get in his way he would show the dog who basically was boss. So later on that evening, this guard got up, walked out of the guard's room, walked down the dark corridor, and there was silence. All you could hear was the waves crashing against the castle. A few moments later, the guards heard a blood-curdling scream and then some howls from a dog-like creature. A few moments later, the guard re-entered the guard's room. He was pale white from head to foot. He would not say another word. He lasted 3 days and then he passed away. That is the story of the Maudie-Doo. People do say that the Maudie-Doo is still here at Peel Castle. In the evenings you can see red eyes shining or looking out at you from certain parts of the castle. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm not a big supernatural type person, that's why we're here now at night. So that's my first tale from the Isle of Man of creepy ghost stories. I have 2 more ghost stories to go through. Let's get to the next location. Scary dogs. Nah. This is Castletown. It used to be the capital of the Isle of Man. The castle just behind me, you might not be able to make it out because of the darkness, but that used to be our capital. That's where our king used to live in there. You can go in there, and this castle is also supposed to be haunted. However, I've come to this market here. This is the old market for the old town market that used to be here. However, in the 1600s, all across the UK there was witchcraft trials, and basically you could accuse anyone you disliked of witchcraft and they had to prove that they weren't. Obviously they couldn't, and a lot of women and children and men got burnt alive or other treatments to find out whether they were a witch. But at this location in 1617, Margaret and her son was condemned to death and were forced to march to Peel and back naked to put other people that may be thinking about witchcraft, to put them off basically. When she returned to this location, she was burned to death on the stake with her son. This market is still here. So this area around here is not very nice. Guys, and for our last location, it is in a graveyard. This graveyard is famous for one person here, a vampire, or so legend would let you think. Next to me is a gentleman called Matthew Halsall. He died at the age of 52. At his wake, it is reported that he sat up. This obviously scared everyone at the wake, and he was accused of being, well, the body was accused of being a vampire. So legend has it he is buried here with these chains around his grave to stop him from escaping the grave. So we have a vampire in the Isle of Man. So guys, do you think it is a vampire and these chains are keeping him in? Also, it is said that he was not allowed to be on consummated ground, and he was actually buried over this wall here. So the body actually didn't go through the graveyard, it was put in over this wall because he could not go onto consummated ground, which furthers the rumours of him being a vampire. So guys, that is the end of my tour of spooky locations in the Isle of Man. Some good stories, some things there to make you go bump in the night. But don't worry guys, they're only stories. None of these things are real, or are they? Happy Halloween, happy Cockatoo May. Thanks for watching the video guys. I've been Retro, hopefully you've been smiling, and if you haven't been smiling, I really do hope you've been scared. I'll see you on the next video.